Welcome. This is WYCE's Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is a weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyperlocal news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up seeks to bring you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from your community leaders throughout West Michigan. This is WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. It is a pleasure to be back in the studio this week and to welcome back Daryl Reece. Daryl is the co-founder, I should say, and president of the Pieces of Reeces Foundation. We're going to be talking about that, but most importantly, Daryl is here because he just told me before we turn on the microphones, he's been hustling to put together a great festival, the Piecing Together Unity Festival. It is happening on Saturday, August 9th, a little less than 3 weeks away at Rosa Parks Amphitheater in downtown Grand Rapids. It is something you definitely want to take in if you missed it last year. Daryl, I'm so glad you're here. I'm trying to remember. Is this the second year or
third year? Thanks for having me, first of all, Phil.
Well,
I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you for being here. And we are proud at WYCE to support Piecing Together Unity Foundation and the Piecing Together Unity Festival, I should say, presented by the Pieces of Reeces Foundation. You and your amazing partner and wife, Debra, are the founders of the Pieces of Reeces Foundation, and there's a great backstory here that I would love to have you share with our listeners, because this was born out of kind of an idea and really you just celebrating people getting together but wanting to give back to the community, because, I mean, that's what you are all about, Daryl.
That's what we try to be. My wife and I, Debra, we try to give back to the community because neither one of us have children of our own, but we've been cutting hair and doing hair at a barbershop, House of Style, for the last 25 years that we own. So we've been mentors for years, and we didn't know we were mentoring people. So we started having parties in our basement and things like that. And then we started having it at venues where we donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Benton Harbor, Kalamazoo, and Grand Rapids, 3 cities that I'm from, and my wife's from here, from Grand Rapids. And we decided to have a festival so we can help the youth of West Michigan, because a lot of middle school and elementary kids don't have toiletries. They don't have underwear. The schools are actually, GRPS schools are actually washing clothes for some of the kids. So we started a Pieces of Reeces Foundation, and through our essential closet, where we get clothes and we get toiletries and we get things together to donate to the other charities in the area, GRPS and Boys and Girls Club. And we started that years ago, and we just decided to do a festival 3 years ago where we figure we can raise more money, more exposure in one day that we can do all year.
I want to go back to what you said about you cutting hair and realizing that you were speaking with people and mentoring them, and really that was something they appreciated. You appreciated. You were mentoring them because you had learned a lot of things growing up, I'm assuming, in Benton Harbor. You learned a lot as a kid. You learned a lot as a young adult, and trying to help these younger people that you were cutting their hair, and maybe some of them a little older. I guess older people can always use some advice and wisdom and mentoring, but you were just helping guide them along the way. When did you realize that was kind of something you really enjoyed, Daryl?
Maybe 10, 15 years ago, when I start cutting 2 generations of people, the dads, now I'm cutting their sons, now I'm cutting grandsons. And when they reach out to you on Facebook or something and they tell you, man, you were always an inspiration to me, you always talk positive to me, because anything problem I've ever had in my life, I've never brung it to work, because the person is there to listen and just want to talk sometimes. Sometimes I'm just counseling them just by listening, and they counsel me a lot. I go through a lot, and I pour it into a lot of people as people pour it into me, and I just love it. And this is just an extension of that, giving back.
Isn't it amazing that some people just want to be heard?
Yes.
They want to feel like people are listening.
It's amazing. People just want to be heard sometimes. No feedback, no anything. Pray for them. I do that a lot. I was skeptical of that because I've never prayed publicly. So over the last 4 or 5 years, I've even prayed right there in the chair in front of everyone for a few customers. And that is amazing.
And it's an important thing for you, that encouragement part of this, which is really a big part of the foundation. And I'm really struck by the fact that I think a lot of people who went to school maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago, some maybe 50 years ago listening to us, have no concept that schools today have really become social organizations and really helping a lot of young people with some basic needs they don't even have. Some of them even offering the opportunity to use the showers at school to bathe. As you said, kids not having clean underwear or any underwear, basic toiletries like deodorant and toothpaste and a toothbrush, just things we all take for granted, but that is a huge piece. And instead of the teachers having to pay for that or schools collecting for that, Pieces of Reeces Foundation is a big part of that. It takes a whole community to help these schools. The Grand Rapids Public Schools got a lot of students, so it's an important need, isn't it, Daryl?
It's a very important need. It's a lot of homelessness. There's a lot of homeless kids in GRPS, but GRPS has great teachers, great staff, great administration. They do their best for being the second or third largest school district in the state of Michigan, and we just want to be an extension. I'm from Benton Harbor and Kalamazoo, but I've been here 25 years, so this is a city of mine also. And I'm just trying to give back to the community of Grand Rapids and West Michigan as a whole. I help out in Kalamazoo with the Boys and Girls Club, Benton Harbor with the Boys and Girls Club. You know, anything we can do, a lot of it is monetary, but a lot of it is just physically being there, just saying hi, going up to the schools, mentoring. I'm in a dad's program through Coit Elementary with Byron Nicholson. He talked me into that, friend of mine, and that's what we're trying to do.
And the Piecing Together Unity Festival #3, this is the third year, Saturday, August 9th, from 1 to 8 p.m. at Rosa Parks Circle in downtown Grand Rapids. We mentioned earlier, Daryl has been hustling. He's good on festival sponsors, volunteers. You sure you're good on volunteers?
Yes, but if anybody wants to volunteer, please do. We are there 8 a.m. August 9th. We just setting up tents. We want to help the vendors set up. We just need people to help. We got a lot of volunteers, but the more the merrier.
And what kind of vendors will be there, Daryl?
Oh, we have merchandise vendors. We have WYCE will be there.
Yep.
So we have information vendors. GRPS will be there. Food vendors. We have food trucks, 4 or 5 food trucks. You know, and title sponsor is Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. We have Wells Fargo. We have special events by the Office of Special Events. We have United Bank. We have the Grand Rapids Gold. We have the Black Arts and Cultural Center of Kalamazoo, Michigan. We have the National Minority Business Association. We have House of Style. We have Lake Michigan Credit Union, Honor Credit Union, Experience GR, Meaning of Colors, Flagstar Bank, Aquami Foundation. I'm sorry if I messed that up. And a host of others that's helped us. Friends and family have poured into us with $5 here, $2 there, $1,500 here just to help us. And we have the entertainment sponsored by Ivan Norris and Associates.
So you've got live music as well,
yes,
and entertainment on the stage. There will be food down there. And I did want to go back to something you said about what you do at the foundation. Your mission revolves around family, community, economic equality, and youth mentorship. That's all about that whole Boys and Girls Club piece. But the family is a key part of the future successes of those adults that are coming out of that family. So that's a big thing. Economic equity is an important thing as well. Helping other businesses, especially Black-owned businesses, get a lift up in the community. I mean, you and Debra are business owners. That's a huge piece of this, isn't it?
Yes, it's a huge piece, and I get that from my father-in-law. I get that from my wife. Without my wife allowing me to do all of this hustling, none of it would be possible. And we just trying to help, man, a little bit as we can. I help the Boys and Girls Club, and people say, why? I grew up in the Boys and Girls Club in Kalamazoo, and the Boys and Girls Club, 5 days a week, they feed free lunches to the kids. 5 days a week they do that, and that's just remarkable. So the little bit that I can help to give back, since I'm on the board of the Boys and Girls Club in Grand Rapids, I just want to do my best to help. It's a small part in the whole world, but I think if we all come together at the Piecing Together Unity 2025 Festival, we can help a little bit more.
Again, you can learn more. The website is piecesofreeces.org, and it's pieces of REECES.org. That's the last name of Daryl and Debra Reece. The Piecing Together Unity Festival is on Saturday, August 9th in downtown Grand Rapids from 1 to 8 p.m. at Rosa Parks Circle, and it's open to the public. There is no charge, but there will be all kinds of vendors there that you can support. You can learn about how you can get involved in supporting the community, supporting Boys and Girls Club of Grand Rapids. You were talking about the Boys and Girls Club of Benton Harbor. You have connections both in Grand Rapids and Benton Harbor, don't you?
And Kalamazoo.
And Kalamazoo.
All three.
Just for a couple of moments, Daryl, talk about the impact you see the Boys and Girls Club making in our communities.
It's an extension of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. It's an extension of the Benton Harbor school system. It's an extension of the Kalamazoo school system. They help outside of what school is going to. Some parents are at work after school, where my mom was, and it gave me a place to go and study, place to meet people, or just have fun. Doing something where you just don't have to be bothered for a couple hours, and your parents doesn't have to worry about you for a few hours. And that's just a great thing, and I just love the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Yeah, and they are definitely making a difference. We want to shout out your friend Patrick at the Grand Rapids Boys and Girls Club. We need to have both of you on this program.
We will make it happen.
Let's make that happen, because we need to shine a light on the Boys and Girls Club of Grand Rapids. The Style Center, I think, is right around the corner.
It is right around the corner.
On the west side, which we like to say is the best side of Grand Rapids, but there are all kinds of good sides of Grand Rapids. But you can check out that as well, and there will be opportunities to get involved at the Piecing Together Unity Festival and supporting the Boys and Girls Club of Grand Rapids, or maybe you are or want to support the Benton Harbor Boys and Girls Club or the Kalamazoo Boys and Girls Club. You can support all of three of them. At this point, most importantly, Daryl just wants maybe a 78-degree and sunny day.
Yes.
That would be perfect. We don't need 95.
No.
But a sunny, beautiful day and a great turnout to really understand how just a small thing like the Pieces of Reeces Foundation has multiplied in its impact on the community, which is really an awesome thing. Is there anything I didn't ask you about, Daryl, that you wanted to make sure our listeners knew about the festival?
You did great, Phil. You know, you're my friend, so you always do great.
It's just you and I hanging out in the studio together in front of a few hundred people on the radio.
Yes.
That's all it is. We will be there. WYCE will have a booth at the Piecing Together Unity Festival, and we would love to see you down there. You can meet Daryl, shake his hand. Your life will be better from that point on.
Yes.
Once you're a friend of Daryl and Debra Reece, and we also want to shout them out because they are great supporters of WYCE's Jammy Awards every year in February. Daryl, we are excited about this, excited to support it. Piecesofreeces.org is where you find everything you need to know about the foundation. The third annual Piecing Together Unity Festival on Saturday, August 9th. Daryl Reece is the co-founder and president of the Pieces of Reeces Foundation. There are a lot of words in there. I wanted to make sure I got it right. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Daryl Reece with us on WYCE's Community Close-Up, our weekly public affairs program we produce along with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. This is WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. Hey, I'm so glad you joined us. That's our program for this week. We'll catch you next week right here on WYCE.